Hi, I'm here with Alan Barnes. Hi, Alan.
Hello there, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you finding Swansea so far?
I love this jazz club, and I actually think it's the most unpretentious jazz club in the whole of the British Isles.
Why do you think that?
Because the people come here genuinely to hear it, and you can play just about anything you want, and if you tell them where you're going, they'll go with you. And, you know, I've got a lot of people who've become friends here, really. So I've seen them so many times over the last 25 years. Great place to come, great place to play.
So can you tell me how you got started playing the saxophone?
Well, I started on clarinet, which I wanted a saxophone. My dad made me get a clarinet because he knew somebody at work that said if I should play the clarinet. And so I did, and I got grade 8 on that, and then I made him get me a saxophone. So 15th birthday, got an alto saxophone. And
Did you study it then?
yeah, I did. I went to Leeds Music College, and the rest is poverty, really. But yeah, I had a great time at Leeds. Came under the influence of a guy called Dave Cooper, who was a fantastic saxophone player, a bit of a lunatic, heavy drinker, heavy smoker, and had a motto which was nothing in moderation. He's no longer with us, incidentally, but he was a fantastic influence to have. And I went professional in 1980 and had a great time ever since, really.
I'm getting from the accent that you're a northerner.
I thought that was well hidden now after 30 years in London. Yeah, I'm from Cheshire, South Manchester, a place called Altrincham. Used to be a very nice place. They used to have a jazz pub called the Malt Shovels, which had jazz 7 nights a week, if you can believe that, for years when I was a kid. Used to sneak in there as a teenager and sometimes sit in.
So who would you say were your influences?
Well, all the great players, really. I could sit here and list them all for hours. Johnny Hodges, Charlie Parker, Benny Carter on alto, Sonny Rollins especially on tenor. I love Jerry Mulligan. I love Benny Goodman and Artie Shaw on clarinet. So just a great classic players, really.
Did you always like jazz, or was it a progression?
No, I always liked it from about the age of 11 or 12. My brother had some hip friends who had blues records, which is how I got started on it. And I like that. And then I heard Frank Zappa records, which were very interesting compared to sort of a saccharine pop when you hear something like him. And then I started buying records with saxophones on the front. So I ended up with Saxophone Colossus, Sonny Rollins and Charlie Parker records. And that was it, really. And I'm kind of still stuck there, you know, kind of love that period of music.
So you said you went to Leeds College of Music. You graduated?
I did, yeah. I passed. I got a first class pass, yeah.
Well done.
Thank you, yeah. That was a long time ago. It was 1980. 1977 I went there. I met Dave Newton.
I just interviewed him actually on Saturday.
Did you? Yeah, well, due to a clerical error, we were shown to the same bedroom, which we shared for 18 months in the end.
Bedroom, you shared a flat?
No, a bedroom. We in a rented house. There was a bit of a cock-up and we both ended up in the same room, but there was 2 beds, so we just stayed there.
Okay.
It's just a room in a house that we rented, but we were both in it. So we had a great time together. I mean, it was purely platonic, I can assure you. But, you know, and I only had half a brain then. It was all clarinet and saxophone. And, you know, I'd never met a piano player that could play like that. So it was fantastic.
Wow. So what did you do after Leeds?
I just moved to London in 1980 and started playing with the Pasadena Roof Orchestra and Midnight Follies, a lot of recreation bands and doing stuff in the 30s and 20s. Then I joined Tommy Chasey's quartet, which was when I first got a bit of notice as a sort of modern alto player. And then lots of things happened. I did lots of tours and different people. I did a lot of studio work for a long time, and then I joined Humphrey Lyttelton, and then I left that in about 1991 and just freelanced ever since.
So, as you said, you have an album coming out.
I've got hundreds of albums because I got my own record company because I got sick of other people owning the material I'd recorded.
What's your record company called?
It's called Woodville, and it's called Woodville because that's the place Lester Young was born in Mississippi. He got out pretty quick, and I just don't think there's anything there, but I thought there must be something special about the place for him to come from there, so I call it Woodville. I wrote a tune called Woodville, and then Alan Plater, the playwright, wrote some words to the song, and then I decided to call the label Woodville. So.
Who have you signed on it so far?
Well, I haven't really signed. Oh, well, Jim Hart's done an album, a young singer called Sophie Smith did an album, John Donaldson, lots of different people, but it's mainly me doing stuff. And Scott Hamilton's done a couple of albums, Ken Poplowski's done 3 albums, Warren Vachey's done 1. You know, I don't know how much longer CD sales will go on, you know, changing world, adapt and survive, so keep going as long as it keeps going.
Have you played with any big band?
Yeah, lots of big bands. Played with John Dankworth's big band, Stan Tracy's big band, BBC big band. Played with Charlie Watts's 10-piece band. I've toured with Brian Ferry, who's a pop name you've probably never heard of because you're not old.
I've heard of Brian Ferry. Actually, the one that he did was that pop one. Oh, I can't remember. But it was
Terrible memory you've got. You can't remember anything.
Oh, well, no, I just can't remember the song. Oh, that was that one famous song. Will you still love me tomorrow?
It wasn't that one, was it?
Yeah, and that was, what, mid-90s? He did a cover. That's all I know of Brian Ferry, I have to be honest.
Well, he did an album of sort of jazz standards.
Oh, did he? Everybody's doing that.
I know. Even I'm doing that.
Oh, my God, where will it end? So what's the future for Alan Barnes?
Just keep going, really, till I can stop.
Any hopes, dreams, aspirations?
Not really? No, just keep playing. I mean, I've had a very blessed life. It's been a lot of fun, you know, and laughing and falling about and a few drinks and lots of playing. That's it. That's all there is.
So for any aspiring woodwind players, say obviously you've played with the BBC Big Band and so on, how do you get in?
Well, the way I got in was so long ago that it's irrelevant now because the scene's completely changed. So I don't know is the answer. It's tougher now than it was, and I think you just have to stick to your guns and do what you do.
How did you get in back then?
I just sat in with everybody.
But how did they know about you?
Well, because I'm a fairly jolly person and they're quite glad to see me. It's as simple as that, you know. If you can play a bit and you're happy, you'll work. If you're a miserable bugger, you won't. It's that simple.
I love that advice. That is great. Have you thought of being a stand-up comedian?
Yes.
Really? Have you pursued it?
No.
I really think you should.
Do you?
I do.
The thing is, you can be funny with a jazz audience because they know what you're talking about. If you stand up in front of a load of miners in a back room of a pub and you start making jokes about Paul Desmond, nobody's going to laugh. So, no, I don't want to be a stand-up.
Or you just keep being funny on your gigs and I will laugh.
Yeah, especially when I play. I know.
Especially when you play. Well, thank you, Alan. It was great to see you again.
It's nice to be interviewed.
Now, can you persuade Andy to be interviewed?
Yes, I'll have a word with him.
Thank you.
I'll put the genital clamps on him.
Could you please?
Get him in.
Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome.